Okay, so I was recently searching through FloatDB because I'm weird and have a fascination with expensive pixels on a screen, and something that I came across that caught my eye. I've seen it loads of times on there. If you know what FloatDB is, you probably already know this. You can kind of see a lot of accounts that are VAC banned or trade banned on Steam, basically meaning that all of the skins that they own are locked forever. They can never be traded, they can never be sold, they are locked to that account, which is banned, and they can't be traded away. They are basically worthless on that account. And I thought what I would do, just because I found it interesting, is maybe make a short video on it to share the pain of what these people probably go through, because that's what good friends do, they share pain. For anyone who doesn't know what the website is, this is it right here. This is FloatDB, one of the largest databases of Csgo skins, didn't you know? And basically you can just search any skin up here. So let's just say we were looking for, like, I don't know, or pause all of them that exist in the world. You're gonna hit search, and when it finally loads, it brings up, it's based on Float, as you can imagine, FloatDB. So the number one AWPAW is owned by this guy, it's been traded 5 times, but this video we're going to be looking at people with accounts like this, which are banned accounts. I'll just pull this one up as an example. This guy's not got a crazy expensive inventory, so I guess it wasn't too much of an L for him. Either way, £360 that you no longer have is still kind of sad, but if we go onto his account here, you can see he got a VAC ban 937 days ago, so quite a long time. And I guess what the most brutal part of it is, let's just ignore what I just saw at the bottom of the screen. The most brutal part of it is, if you get VAC banned, that's it pretty much. Your account is VAC banned permanently. I'm pretty sure if you go onto info just here, actually, yeah, it says here, VAC bans are permanent, non-negotiable, and cannot be removed by Steam support. So if you get a VAC ban, your account is dead in the water pretty much. So I thought I would just pull up a few accounts that I found that have quite expensive inventories that are lost forever. So the account that I'm starting with, I'm going to start on the lower side of them, but this is one of the, I think, the most expensive skin that exists on this account that is currently banned, which is a souvenir AWP Dragon Lore. The prices that I am getting these from is actually based on buff lowest listed market prices, and the current lowest listing for that side of things, if I bring up the account just here so you guys can see it too, is, well, you can see it right there. It's a good amount of money, 7,600. The float on this is absolutely insane, so there probably would also be overpaid just for the float alone, so it's definitely going to be worth more than that price anyway. And yeah, it's pretty upsetting, man. When we take a look, this guy's inventory is worth £15,000, and it's trade banned. All of these skins no longer exist. Something else that the extension that I use to pull the prices from Buff doesn't take into account is also sticker prices. You can obviously kind of organize it by most expensive to most cheap in regards to the stickers, but this price here, the total inventory value, doesn't take into account sticker prices, so that's just skin based prices. I think the reason for that being, obviously, souvenirs, this is 5k worth in stickers for a souvenir, but they're not really 5k worth in stickers for a souvenir, if that makes any sense. Either way, the reason why I'm mentioning that is this guy also has these two skins down here that I noticed. Power Overwhelming, a StatTrak USPS stainless, and it's got a Titan Hollow on there. Like, what more can I say? If you look at the price of this sticker, lowest currently listed on Buff, £63,000. Obviously, if you don't know, applying a sticker to a skin doesn't make the skin now worth £63,000. It's usually a percentage. It's safe to usually say like around 20% if you're just going from an average of all type of stickers. Either way, that's a big L. That's a pretty big L to take. And then here as well, we also have the P90 Trigun with a Titan Hollow sticker. If we just pull this one up so we can take a look at it in game, just so that we can kind of feel the pain a slight bit more. We'll grab the gen code, hop over to here, paste it in. I'm sure this will probably look quite nice, and it's on the handle too, which is an interesting spot. Also, the other stickers have been scratched so that they look like that. Either way, I think the sticker looks really nice on the handle, and this is a very expensive gun that is lost to eternity, along with this AWP, unfortunately. So I guess just to finish off looking at this account just quickly, we'll just take a look at a few more from this base. We also have this P250 Undertow with 3 foils, and also another Titan Holo. Very unfortunate. We also have an AK Redline with an iBioPower paper. Again, pretty expensive sticker, pretty big L, I guess I could say, on that side of things. And he's also got a few knives. I guess you can never really forget the knives. He's got a Karabit Crimson Web, also an M9 Bayonet Crimson Web, a flip knife Sapphire, and some shadow daggers in Sapphire, and also some gloves as well, but they're not really as exciting. Either way, £15,000 that no longer exists, which is pretty brutal. So the next account that I found that I wanted to point out, this one was quite an interesting one. I assume they're either a collector or an investor. As you guys can see here, the total inventory value of this one is £27,000. Again, it's in the void, pretty much £27,000 that doesn't exist anymore because it's in an account that's trade banned. These skins will never leave this account. If the account never gets unvac banned, and it's very unlikely to ever happen. The reason why I say it's maybe an investor or maybe a collector, they have multiples of the same skin, usually with a trader. If you had a very big inventory, then you would have a lot of the same skin. But because it's only 27,000 and they only have 12 pages, and it just seems like more of like an investor's collection to me, or a collector collection, I guess. As you can see, 2 Op Dragon Laws, both in well worn, both worth a considerable amount of money. 3 Akibara Accepts, Clutch or Kick. One of them is titled for some strange reason. Again, very expensive skins, £3,000 each on those ones. There is a Butterfly Knife Slaughter, 2 bayonets, and the reason why I think it could have been an investor, I was looking at the case hardens with the butterfly knives. He has 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. He has 2 of the Urban Masked, Stained. He's got a lot of like kind of repeat skins, and as you look further into it, it kind of carries on. Like he's got 3 sets of case hardened Shadow Daggers, a bunch. Was that 2 Stat Track Flip Knives? Yeah, interesting. 2 Stat Track Flip Knives, and also just 2 standard flip knives in Night. Also, he's got a ton of these, which kind of makes me lean more towards investor than collector. Guardian Elite pins, because actually maybe he bought them at a certain price, was sitting on them hoping that the price would go up. A bunch of P90 Asimovs, a bunch of chatterboxes. This guy's just got a lot of skins. Either way, I assume he was maybe an investor or a collector. I guess let's just pull up one of these so that we can take a little look at it in game as well. Either way, it's £27,000, which has just been deleted from the game, which is very unfortunate. We'll take a look at this butterfly knife here. I mean, the blue, it's not really much of a blue gem. It's just like a bog standard case hardened pattern, and I assume that's well worn or maybe field tested. It could even potentially be battle scarred. Either way, it's an expensive skin that no longer exists, and that's £27,000 that is pretty much just deleted from the world. I don't really know how to explain how I feel for people who own these accounts, because it's a ludicrous amount of money that just pretty much is now in the void, like it no longer exists, and it's really hard to like explain how that makes me feel, because I feel really bad for the person whose skins they are. Which leads me on to the next one, which again I think is very similar. It could have been a collector, it could have been an investor, because there's a lot of very similar skins on here. This one is a total of £35,000, which no longer exists. These skins cannot be traded. They are on a trade banned, VAC banned account, and there are 5 Akibara Accepts on there, all with a price tag of 3k each. 3 Fire Serpents, all with a price tag of 1.5k each. This one even has a Titan Holo on there as well. Not the super expensive one. As you can see, the price here is 428. Obviously, that doesn't add that price onto the skin, as I mentioned, but either way, pretty brutal. 2 Stack Track Slaughter Knives. I mean, it's just so painful for me to look at, if I'm going to be fully honest. I want to pull this one up in game just to see if it looks as interesting as it does on here. But yeah, when you take a look at this guy's inventory, this guy could have been a trader potentially, but I kind of lean more so towards collector or investor. Does this one look as cool in game? I mean, maybe if you're in the right light, which I can't really seem to find here. Either way, it's still a nice and very expensive knife. I mean, you can kind of see it in the right light when it goes through that little bit right there. Either way, like I said, super expensive inventory. They've also got an M4 Hot Rod, super rare skin, doesn't really exist much anymore. Just a crazy amount of knives. They have a lot of bayonets, interestingly. I don't know if that was kind of on purpose, if they were collecting bayonets, or or they thought bayonets would be a good investment. Like I said, it's just a crazy inventory that no longer exists, which is very painful to see. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. This is the second to last one that I had pulled up. This one here is 38,000, so not a big step up from what the other previous inventory was. If I just filter this from expensive to cheap, you can see here 2 Orb Dragon Laws, both with a hefty price tag. A StatTrak M4A4 Howl, pretty brutal. You can see this guy's been grinding too, like 16k kills on the StatTrak, bro. Like this guy's been working. He's got a ruby Doppler, some really nice gloves, also an Orb Medusa. Interestingly, a lot of people seem to have the Envious stickers on them. There's also a AK Hydroponic with the classic Drug War veteran stickers on there. It just really pains me to see. Like I don't know if you guys will feel the same. Also interestingly, a orange tip pattern on the M9 bayonet fade. Yeah, man, it just pains me to look at these, because these are skins that exist. They have been created, they have been opened. This person is a real person. If they're loaded, if they're rich, maybe they don't really care that much. If I had an inventory that was worth £38,000 and it got banned and it was just £38,000 that disappeared, I wouldn't be too happy. I'd be pretty upset. So like, I really feel the pain of these people. I don't really know how to describe it, like past that point. It just makes me feel like really sad for the people whose inventories these are, and it's just so brutal. And I noticed a lot of people on FloatDB keep a lot of these accounts that are VAC banned private, so that you can't actually go in there and look at the skins that they have. Interestingly, I don't really know the specific reason for that, but I guess maybe it's just because they want to forget it exists. Because it's painful, man. Like it's just pretty upsetting either way, to be honest. I'm gonna pop these gloves on in game as well, because I think these are some super nice looking gloves. Anything purple, to be honest, just really catches my eye. I think that they look so nice. If we take a look at them with this knife as well, man, those are some clean gloves. They look good. It's a shame they no longer exist. Anyway, moving on to the last one, and this one is a big jump up. This one is so much more money that has been banned, and funnily enough, less skins. So if I pull this one up just here, you can instantly see why this inventory is worth a lot of money. 254,609 apparently, obviously excluding 88p in stickers. Well, I guess actually there's stickers up here as well. This guy has got 3 Kato 2014 iBuy Power Hollow unapplied stickers. Minimum listed price on Buff at the moment, according to this, is 70k. This guy's got 3 of them. This guy's got 3, along with 2 M4 Howls, one of them in StatTrak with a Complexity Hollow on there. Also another StatTrak one, just no stickers on there. Both factory new, both in factory new. It's got an Orb Dragon Law, factory new. AK Fire Serpent in StatTrak with a 2014 Fnatic Hollow on there. Bro, it's so painful to see. He's got an Orc Akibara, for some reason named Sheila. Interesting name. I really like this skin, actually. It's just one of those skins that it's like so out there, and it's such... Come on, man, let me copy this. Are you going to give me that? No. Can I copy you, please? There we go. I don't really understand why people hate on the skin. It's quite a meme skin, but I think it's brilliant. I think it's just because it's got that really classic kind of anime look to it. A lot of people aren't a big fan of that, apparently. I like it. I think it's a pretty cool skin, and it also comes with quite a hefty price tag, I guess, as you can see here. 3k for that one in factory new. Really nice butterfly fade with a 94% fade. Again, factory new. A lot of this guy's inventory I was looking at, I was a bit confused by, because he has a ton of these gift packages, which are pretty like pointless. I think, from what I know. It just gifts like a random skin to a person in a match, I'm pretty sure. Oh, I mean, it literally says it right here. They don't really exist anymore. This guy's got a lot of them. I don't know if he's here just giving out skins or what's going on. Also, interestingly, these 3 knives don't actually have their prices on them, because I guess they haven't really been listed on Buff at any point recently. Obviously, they're worth something. And we also have 2 Howling Dawn stickers, which again are both non-existent anymore. This also looks like it could be a Black Pearl, potentially. Let me just pull this up and take a look. If it is, again, it's worth some overpay. If I'll be able to identify if it is or not. No, that's not a black pearl, I don't think, unless I'm just in some really bright lighting. No, that's definitely not a black pearl. Either way, it's a nice looking karambit, it's expensive, and it no longer exists. Alright, so I'm going to end that video here. What have we learned from this? Don't cheat. Don't get VAC banned. Don't lose your skins. It will cause a ungodly amount of pain, which nobody needs to go through. You know, you could be losing skins like this, which are worth a ridiculous amount of money. You know, with all of what I'm holding right here, you could put a pretty good deposit on a house. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of money to just throw away. Don't get your accounts VAC banned. Don't cheat, whatever you do. Keep rocking in the free world. I don't know why I said that, but enjoy your skins. Don't get VAC banned. And I hope you guys found this as painful as I did to make. Peace.
Well, thank you very much, designer. Keep on rocking in the free world and do-do-lo-do.